Good morning, whole junior high learning community. Happy Friday, Mr. Knighton here. I know the last time I did one of these, it was not June, so happy, not first of the month, but happy June. I cannot believe that we are at the end of our amazing school year. So this is one of the last videos that we'll be sending for this school year. As always, let's go ahead and jump right in to our word. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Again, our humanity is bound up in one another's, for we can only be human together. Faces around the junior high. This week's announcements, just to be transparent, are going to be a little bit lighter, just given the fact that we're at the tail end. So a lot to talk about, a lot that we've had, done this school year, but you've been able to watch these and see a little bit about what we have going on in the junior high. But as far as like upcoming announcements, nothing big because we're at the tail end. But this week we had some excitement here in the building. I know I sent out an email, and we do appreciate y'all's support. We encourage and we embrace and we love, the individuality and students wanting to come in and express themselves. And this week there was a lot of excitement, but we did have to use that as a learning opportunity to remind our students to ensure and to make sure that what they are doing is always appropriate and being mindful of others. We do not want to harm anybody with our actions. I know we all make mistakes, and that's part of why we're in this together. I mean, with the quote that I always open with, our humanity is bound up in one another's. So we have to make sure that we're always being considerate of the impact of what we do. So with that being said, I do have some images here to just highlight the amazing Spirit Week that the students put on. Last week we did have our farewell dance, so there's a picture down here of some of our 8th graders that are getting ready to go off into high school, that we were able to grab a picture before they came into the dance. We did have our awards ceremony this week, which brought in some of our 7th and our 8th graders who were recognized from their teachers, and a few students that were recognized from us building principals. We have a student right here. She was recognized with the Principals Award, one of our 7th graders. And then last night, on Wednesday night, we also had our 8th grade awards ceremony where we recognized 2 more students with a Principal's Award. But yeah, we just had a few, things that we wanted to touch on as far as the student-inspired Spirit Week. There was like a more like relaxed, they called it a slum day. There was a beach day. There was a, dressed like a hip-hop 90s artist day. There was a USA day. I'm not sure what day this was right here, but I think it was just a really neat outfit, and I was like, let me go ahead and grab a picture of that. But just a lot of positive excitement. We definitely love the energy that comes into the building, and we appreciate you for taking the time to read our words, and the students as well for hearing us out and just ensuring that what we are doing is always being mindful and considerate of the feelings of others. So love talking about our kids here, and I love sharing these images with you. Fashion time with Caroline. Not a new update here, but I would encourage you, especially as we're moving into the summer break, if you just want a quick, 2 to 4 minute watch, there's like 10 or 12 episodes up here that you can check out. And again, shout out to Caroline. She's been a huge part of our culture here in the building, and we wish you the best of luck going into high school. Parking lot update, that's going to continue in the next school year with the construction. Just being mindful of the fact that, yes, our parking lot is smaller. There are overflow parking lots for when we have events. So please utilize those when we do have events here in the building. The next big event coming up is on Thursday, June 11th. It's a community event at the high school. Meet the Rams. Please take a minute, check that out. And if you are free that day on Thursday, June the 11th, come on out. Next week, it's our last week of school, so we have half days on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The big thing that I want to make sure everybody knows is that we do not serve lunch on those days. Students will be taking exams. They will go to 2 class periods each day, so Mondays 1st and 2nd, Tuesdays 3rd and 4th, Wednesdays 5th and 6th, and we have an 11:10 release. So again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are true half days. We are... I know I sent out communication to y'all the past couple of weeks. Tuesday is the last day that students will use their lockers. And then we do ask that on Wednesday when they come into school that they only bring in things that they're going to need for that particular class. And that's probably just going to be a pencil maybe a water bottle. That's it. So we do collect bags, in the event that anybody comes in with a bag. But to make it easier, just both on your student and us, we do ask, if at all possible, just to leave that bag at home. We understand that there are circumstances in which somebody might be going to a friend's house after school, or maybe going to a family member's house when they leave school. They may need a bag. In situations like that, we completely understand. But we do ask that you are mindful of what comes in that day and just only bring in the essential items that you will need to be able to complete your exam that day. Staff emails, nothing's changed there. We do have some staff updates. So going into next school year, our 26-27 school year, we will be updating that with some of our new staff that are joining us. And we do have a few staff that are retiring this year. So that will be updated going into next school year. Junior high calendar, month of June, this is it. So we want to end on this note. I know this is, I think, the second time I've used a John Wooden quote. I don't believe I've used this specific quote, but John Wooden was a legendary college coach, coached at UCLA, just a very wise and intelligent man. Love this one. Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It is courage that counts. Again, success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It is courage that counts. I'm thinking about our award ceremony this week, and we had the opportunity to recognize one of our 8th graders who really embodies and really showcases and really just lives courage. And that's not to say that he is the only one, because I know we see it across the board, from our staff to our students to you. But when I saw that, it really made me think about that particular student and just the need to be able to draw on courage to be able to get through whatever obstacle it is that we're facing. And that is part of why I can't stress enough that our humanity is bound up in one another's. We need to lean on one another because stuff gets hard, life gets hard. We need to be able to have that place and that space to be able to lean into somebody to help strengthen our courage, because it's hard, it's tough. But never get too caught up on failure. Like just we gotta keep on going, draw on that courage. So yeah, want to send this to you going into the weekend, and we are looking forward to the next few days next week, and then we will be off in the summer break. Have an amazing weekend. Take care.